Hey there, I'm Trent, and I play Talmoor, the Goliath Barbarian. In the time leading up to our current story, I made some other acquaintances that brought forth a new opportunity and led me down the path to meet my new companions. This is that tale.
We'll start off about mid-afternoon. You are on your way to East Runewood. This is a normal path you take from Ironclad. You spent probably the past week, maybe week and a half, down there, just keeping to the outskirts of certain districts, selling some things that they can't get. They're not really that close to a forest, or even with what wilderness they have, it's not much. Animals don't really stick around too much of a population. So sometimes furs, different items such as paws, talons, things that most artificers and apothecaries would use that you have on you just from your travels, would pretty much sell somewhat quickly. So we're going to have you and your little cart of goods have pretty much almost run dry. You still have a few odds and ends here or there, but you're heading back up the northern road to Runewood. And it's been a decent bit of weather. Pretty sunny out, weather has been nice, a bit of a breeze coming from the coast off in the distance. The road you're on is very well maintained. It used to be one of the main roads for the Empire, and it still is maintained by Ironclad today. So this means that your little cart, you don't have a lot of issues pushing it around. It's actually relatively a safe road also. There's still some guards that come out this far because around you is still pastures and plains for some of the farmers that supply Ironclad with their basic food, wheat for bread, things of that nature. So some guards you'll see on occasion as you're traveling. A few of them give you a bit of a wide berth. A few of them you recall from your travels. But a few of them will definitely give you a little bit of a distance just because you're a massive Goliath. Could you go ahead and kind of describe what you look like?
In general, I am about 7'9", 7'10", somewhere in there. So I'm much taller than your average bear, and my skin is a hue of like very light gray, kind of just not necessarily natural looking, so to speak. But I would have to say probably the thing that gets a lot of people, turns a lot of heads, is my eyes, because they're just white and pupilless. They're just kind of that creepy, dead-eyed looking look. So I also have kind of what would look like tattoos all over, in kind of like a tribal pattern that go over my head, which is bald. So they kind of like through my forehead and my face, down my arms, like just all over. And that's just a natural trait of the Goliaths. But and generally I kind of just like walk around in furs, being kind of the forest and whatnot. I don't necessarily wear what can be considered commoner clothes. It's more of like fur pants, fur boots, type of that. So I definitely kind of look, other than just my regular kind of how I look, just I look like an outsider regard.
And before you have this little cart that you kind of push yourself, assuming it's in comparison to your size, kind of appropriate.
Yeah, it would scale up basically from what like a medium size would look like a normal person pushing it would technically probably be large for a normal person, but it's normal size for me.
It's not often for a lot of these guards to see a Goliath this far south of the mountains. A lot of those tribes stick to mainly the northern kingdom. and especially a Goliath who is pushing a cart on the main road, who seems to be somewhat of a traveling merchant to some degree. So some guys will keep a distance. Every once in a while, you have a couple of guards kind of come up to you and ask you what you have. See if you barter here and there for a couple of coin. If you have any dried meats of that nature, would Talmoor have something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I figure he doesn't necessarily hunt, but having the connection to the forest and everything that he has, coming by stuff like that, meats that he can try out himself, or and whatnot, probably isn't really necessarily a hard thing for him to come by. So, other than just keeping his own rations kind of stocked up, that's probably something that he would carry quite frequently, just for cases like this, helping people out. Just because out of his nature, he tends to want to take care of people and kind of help them out. So having extra food to give to wary travelers is probably right in his wheelhouse.
Okay, I would say after a few hours on this road, you probably made a couple of deals with a couple of guards here and there. You maybe made a little bit of coin you weren't quite expecting. But after a while, you'll start to see that on the side of the roads, the plains are going to change, the farmland is going to change a bit. It's going to be less and less houses, less and less settlements. You're going to start getting more out into the wilds of the land between Ironclad and Runewood. And there's probably a few little hamlets or startup small places here and there. But pretty much all what would be the good land is already taken long ago. But you will stumble across a gentleman who looks to be a bit older. He's going to have a plow off to the side, and there's going to be this horse. His horse is just laying down. You can kind of see that the man's just kind of standing over it, swearing a couple of words here and there. You can pick up, and it seems to be a mixture of common and dwarvish, which catches you a little bit off guard. And as you get closer, you realize this old guy is actually an older dwarf.
You mangy mutt. Had to be the day, didn't it? Had to be the day.
You're gonna see he's just staring at this horse, and as you get closer, moving your cart up the road, you'll notice that this horse isn't moving. It's not. There's no chest breathing, and this dwarf is just gonna sigh, and he'll see you coming down, just kind of do a casual, not really in his mind kind of wave or just motion, and he's just standing over this horse.
Is everything okay here, sir?
He finally did it. My horse finally died.
Oh, that's no good. Where were you heading?
Nowhere in particular. Trying to plow a couple of these fields here today, but apparently it was a bit too much for Betty.
Do you have another horse?
Back at my stable. It's about a mile or so away from here. Problem is, I can't just leave her here.
And he's gonna. This is for the first time he's kind of just gonna look at you, and keep looking up and up, because he comes maybe about not even to your thigh, and he's gonna be like, "Oh,
hi."
Hello.
And look at the horse and look back to you.
Are you in a hurry by any chance?
Not if someone needs help. What can I help you with?
I can't just leave her here.
Okay.
Would you mind maybe giving me a hand carrying her back?
Yeah, of course. Give me a second here. I go over to my cart, kind of move stuff, kind of, I guess, out of the way, and in a fashion to where I could, maybe pick up the horse and put it on the cart.
Okay.
And I mean, if not, I guess I can just carry it. But yeah, I'll try to put it on the cart.
I say after about maybe like 5 minutes of playing Tetris with what you have on the cart, it's normal size for you. It's towering over this dwarf. He's maybe as tall as one of the wheels for this damn thing. But he looks as you just take this horse and just set it on part of the cart. You might have to try and balance part of it as you're wheeling it around, but you can definitely fit it on here.
Okay. Well, I'll follow you. Take you back to or take the horse here back to the stables for you.
Much appreciated. I can get you some food when we get back there if there's anything you need. You saved me a hell of a lot of time by helping me out here.
Oh, no worries. No worries at all.
He's gonna hold out his hand.
I'm Johnum.
Reach down to try to shake his hand, but then like realize that the mechanics of that probably just kind of like grab his hand and wrist or whatever. And I'm Talmoor. It's nice to meet you.
And he's gonna realize that you kind of have like his entire forearm gripped in like one or two of your fingers. Not quite that, but
yeah.
And he's like,
Oh, we're this way.
you can see he's gonna start walking, and every once in a while you're gonna see his left leg he's gonna stumble a bit. He's got like a little bit of a limp, but he'll keep going without much of a word. Every so often he'll turn back and look at you.
Traveler?
Yeah.
Coming from Ironclad, I take it?
Yeah. From around there.
Oh. Been a while since I've been to the city. Last time was, I think, to purchase Betty, actually.
How long ago was that, do you reckon?
6 years. I'm not much for the city myself.
Me neither. Not these days, anyway.
I much prefer my pastures.
Seems like the life out here.
He'll stop for a second and look around.
Oi. That it is. Different from when I was born, but not bad, not bad.
Different how?
Grew up in the mountains, good couple of miles north of here.
He's kind of just gonna look at himself, stroke his beard a bit.
Family tradition. I broke free of it.
I believe I grew up in the mountains as well. From glimpses that I get every now and again, but from what I've heard, it's fairly common for my kind to live in the mountains. So I understand.
He's gonna look at you a little bit, a little puzzled in his face, but he'll let it pass. And
Yoy, it's not often I see any of your kind around here, but I'm very happy that it was today of all days.
Same here.
you can see after a while he'll pull out this pipe from one of his pockets on the side and just shove some kind of, you're not quite sure what kind of mixture could be into it, and just light it and start smoking as you guys are walking. And he'll stay quiet for probably about the next 15, 20 minutes. And then you'll see on the horizon a little bit this little farmstead almost. It's not much, maybe 2 or 3 buildings.
Oh, there she is.
Are you planning on burying her, or do you need help with a grave? Or are you gonna how are you gonna take care of it?
I'm not entirely sure about that one, to be honest. Last one that passed became dinner for a couple of weeks.
Well, if you need help butchering, I'm quite proficient with a cleaver.
And he'll kind of look over at you and notice. Do you wear your axe on you, or keep that kind of on? in your cart?
I probably generally keep it in the cart, but with moving the stuff around for the horse, I'll probably have it on my back mount.
Okay. Yeah, he'll look over at you and kind of see the handle and the blade on the other side. I'm like,
Oi, I'm sure you are quite proficient in that. I might just take you up on that. If I said before, I can offer you a bit of food when we get there. And help me butcher this. I might just, I can give you some if you need some for your travels.
Well, that would be very helpful and much appreciated.
Bit much for me. Chances are a good bit of it will go bad before long. I don't get any extra help for probably another couple of weeks. So until then, it's just me and my brother out here.
Does your brother help with a lot of the work, or?
On occasion, he helps maintain a good part of the farmland. Farm life really isn't much for him. But he stays with me after our parents passed. He helps maintain some of the tools. He's a much better blacksmith than I.
And how old are you guys? How long have you been living on this farmstead?
My brother and I are about 120, I think, the last time we checked. We've had this deed for the farmland probably for the past 30 years. We deal with a lot of the barley that Ironclad needs.
Well, that's very important then.
he's gonna smile.
Oh, that it is.
You're gonna see when you get back, it's gonna be a small townstead. It's one floor. You can see a couple of windows here and there. Off to the side, you have a decent sized barn, a good number of equipment, plows, maybe one or two other horses. You can kind of see there are spots for about 3 or 4 horses. Another 1 or 2 is missing. Can assume his brother has them out somewhere, possibly.
Let's bring around back here, and we got a table. We do some carving whenever we come across a deer or an elk in this area. We can get to work, and let me go in and get you an ale. You a drinker?
Aren't we all?
You're gonna see this big smile on his face. He'll take a big puff out of his pipe.
That's a good lad. If you don't mind getting started there, I'll rustle us up some grub.
Absolutely. Take the horse and lift it out of the cart, put her on the table, and get to work, bleeding her out and getting her carved up.
Now you've got plenty of time to do this. Not much, nothing's really pressing. But I just want to see how quickly what you can get done before the dwarf, for Chernum comes back. Can you roll me a survival check?
That would be a 14.
So you get a good bit of this horse already skinned. You see a few tools off to the side that you can assume are kind of for this. So you'll grab a dagger or a knife here or there. Maybe even bring out your hatchet if you're so inclined to just get through some of the tougher tendons. It's not often people eat horse, but in these circumstances, it's understandable. With the distance you are from a major city, if you don't often have livestock of your own, or you don't often go hunting for yourself, you're not just going to waste an animal the size of a horse if it's going to pass.
Yeah.
So while it might have served him for a good number of years, it will serve him a little bit longer in his belly. He'll come back out, and you'll see he's got these large mugs. You can kind of see they're frothy at the top.
My own brew, here you go. He's just gonna set it in front of you. Biggest damn mugs I could find in the house.
I think they'll work just nicely.
And he'll give you a second to kind of tidy up a little bit and just pick up your glass. He'll go ahead and he'll cheers you.
Long happy life.
It's a long happy life. Take a big old swish of it, and drink as a really just big nice glug of it, and slam it down, classic drinking style.
You notice that this This ale is cold. It's a little weird being out here for something this cold that you find not in the city. It's an abnormality. It's refreshing. It gives you goosebumps as you drink it, as it goes down your spine.
I don't mean to prod or anything. It's just the this brew it seems like it's been on ice almost. Do you guys you have some way of keeping stuff cold out here, or this is a little abnormal?
You're gonna see a little twinkle in his eye.
Come with me. Just make sure you duck.
All right.
And he'll lead you into the house, and everything is dwarf size. So you're kind of gonna have to stump down a little bit. Takes you a little time to squeeze through here. Actually, go ahead and roll me a dexterity check.
13.
Ooh, very nice. So you managed to you're rolling nothing but 13s lately. So you managed to get through here without really damaging anything. You push a chair in here or there, save a glass before it falls, kind of push it back off the edge. And he'll take you to kind of just almost a trap door in the floor. And you can kind of see it's got like a rope, some rugs off to the side.
I can trust you. You don't work for the city at all. You're a traveler. You've helped me enough. Let me come down here.
And he'll just open up this decent-sized trap door. It's surprising. The size of the trap door compared to the door to get into the house is definitely a bit of a difference. He'll lead you down this stairwell, and you're just going to come across a small cavern underneath this house. And it's just barrel after barrel of barley, and you see hops. And you see a small, almost stream coming out of one side of this cavern. And it's just beautiful, clear water. It's just like a little trickle. You can see he's got a barrel beneath it. And you're just going to see it looks to be this whole brewery production going on.
We have a little side business going on, my brother and I.
And you can kind of just see from the setup that they're making beer down here. And on the far side, you'll see this almost like wooden partition. And the flames on the torches on the side of the wall, it's just going to illuminate the wall just right. And you're going to see these little runes carved into the wood. He's going to walk you over.
Put your hand on the wood here.
Okay, reach up and put my palm on it.
And it's going to feel cold as ice. And he's going to open up a little side door. And inside it's just... You know when you open your freezer and you get that like pillow of cold air coming out and you can kind of see the difference? That's what's going to happen here. And he's going to open it and it's just like dry ice fog coming out a little bit. And inside are still some flames that they're going to be a little bit smaller. You get a little bit of light in here. It's not really flames on the wall. It's kind of like a small crystal. There's going to be a few of them in this room. They got like a deep blue hue to them.
My brother's good at more than just blacksmithing, if you get my meaning.
It would seem so. This is unexpected.
I can hope that this can stay between us.
Absolutely. Wouldn't want to go ruining such a good thing.
He's going to smile.
We got a little bit of a surplus. Perhaps I can give you a half barrel or so?
I wouldn't say no. I could also, if you'd like, I could take some and sell it and bring back the coin for you.
You can see he's going to be a little bit thoughtful. He's going to stroke his beard. He's going to look around.
That might not be a bad idea. We can talk to my brother when he gets back here in a little bit. That might just be an opportunity we've been looking for.
I'm always looking for new opportunities myself.
You can see he's just like pondering off.
We might have to up production a little bit, but the gold coming in would definitely be beneficial. Perhaps... Do you have much time on your hands right now for the next couple of days?
I am completely free.
Well then, depending on my brother, we might be able to make this a nice little operation.
Hurrah.
A few hours are going to pass. You guys are back up. You're finishing up. You've already finished up the horse. He's come around. You've salted the meat, kind of wrapped it tight so it can cure a little bit. He's got a few pieces hanging up, kind of strips just for jerky. After about maybe another hour or so, you'll see a guy coming in on a horse, and it's another dwarf guy about the same stature. His beard's a little lighter. You can see he might be just like a tiny bit older. This dwarf is going to get down off the horse, and you can kind of see it's a little bit hard for him. It's a standard horse, so the height difference is a little bit of a problem sometimes. That last little step down off the horse is a little bit of a doozy on occasion. But he's going to give you this look.
Jernum was our friend.
You're going to see Chernum's going to look at him.
This might just well be our new business partner.
Hi, I'm Talmoor.
Joghoth.
He's going to look at his brother. He's going to hold up his finger, go inside, and he's just going to bring out this tray. There's 3 steaming piles of stew. You know the smell from the meat you just cooked up. And also on this tray are, again, some mighty helpings of ale.
My friend Talmoor here is a traveling merchant of sorts. We were thinking perhaps he could sell some of our goods a bit further up north.
You kind of see his brother's going to look at you a little bit.
Oh, you don't say. That is interesting.
They're going to talk for a while. You guys are going to be talking over drinks, talking over food. They ask you how long you've been doing this, what kind of towns you go to. They mention a couple of inns here and there, if you've heard of them, what you know about them, kind of see if there's brewers in the area. In the Shattered Empire, it's not illegal to brew. A lot of people are going to do it. A lot of inns do it from time to time. Some of them buy out from other companies or other breweries. What you're doing, what they're suggesting is cross districts. They're really not on the map at all. So there are some, laws and taxes they might be going around. There might be, so cheaper than some others since, that they do it all in-house with no one else really. So Joghoth is a little apprehensive at first.
You all talk percentages yet? Or did I miss that part of the conversation?
No, we haven't discussed anything concrete, but honestly, I don't really live for coin. I don't really have much use for anything more than what I have now. But if it would help out a few friends, I wouldn't mind just doing it since I was there anyway.
You're going to see Chernum's just going to put a smile on his face.
Good lad, good lad. There is one problem.
He's going to look at his brother.
Our ale's already cold. A few days' travel and it's gone. It's pissed by then.
And at the end of that sentence, he's just gonna crack a little smile as he's looking at his brother.
Are you really suggesting that is a possibility, isn't it? He has a cart. We can make a compartment. You can do some writing. That is.
They're talking about putting a refrigerator on my cart.
They might be talking about trying to put a refrigerator on your cart.
I dig it. Awesome.
You can see at the mention of this, Joghoth is going to be a little apprehensive.
You know how they are. I know. I have not forgotten. But I believe our friend here can dissuade people from asking too many questions.
Most people, when they see me, even with a smile on my face, generally turn their eye and avoid talking to me. I don't think any major questions are going to be aroused due to anything on my cart, just purely from people not wanting to talk to me. And conflict is generally not an issue. My intimidating stature generally dissuades people from starting anything with me.
Now, you know from your travels here and there, small towns, that when you enter into a tavern, they normally have like the ale barrels up on the table and they pour from there. It's room temperature. Coming across a place that has cold ale, cold beer, that is definitely something of a rarity. Some towns, some inns, that could be, a whole 2 silver more for a mug just because it's got that refreshing taste to it. Some of the bigger cities are going to have that, just same thing. Magic works in some ways. A lot of the smaller ones, not so much. But if your cart's a little bit outfitted, if they can do what they do on a smaller scale, you guys might be looking at quite a nice business venture here.
You said you have time?
Yeah.
No pressing matters?
Not really. I mean, my only schedule is just, within a week or two of getting to a city. They generally expect me every few months or so, but I don't have anything pressing. It's one of the benefits of being a traveling salesman. I kind of make my own schedule.
And Cherner's gonna smile.
We've talked about it before. This might be the best time.
You're right.
We could definitely...
He's gonna look around, kind of take in the house, the few horses, noticing the taste of the stew, kind of figuring out what's happened with the carcass off to the side.
The extra income would not be frowned upon. What's the worst that can happen? If they shut us down, they won't know it's us.
You're gonna see Chernum's gonna put his hand out and his brother's gonna shake it. And they're both gonna look at you and go from like a handshake to like when sports teams go when they have the hands on top of each other.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at you.
I'll put my hand down there and kind of just like over top of them and grab both their hands and gonna be like, to our new business.
Agreed. 70-30 sound good for you?
How about 90-10?
On second thought, I like him. Let's keep it.
Again, guys, I don't have much use for coin outside of maybe buying a room at an inn on a stormy night, or buying a little sweet cake for myself and one of the city's bakers. But otherwise, I kind of just make my own way, so no need for all fancy stuff in life.
Well, that definitely sweetens the pot for us. We have a few barrels downstairs. It will take probably a day or so for Drogath to outfit your cart if you're fine with us making some adjustments to it.
Absolutely.
Now, keep in mind, these runes don't last forever. They need to be recharged. I need to put a little spark back in them from time to time. They'll last probably for a couple of weeks. But definitely before the beer runs out. Not to be tooting our own horn, but we're dwarves. What else the fuck are we gonna do? Besides brew and build shit. So over the next few days, you're gonna have your cart. Go ahead and describe your cart for me. Is it just like a flatbed, or is it one of those ones that kind of had a stall with it, almost like a kiosk in the middle of a mall?
Yeah, I was probably thinking like something like that, where it's it's a flatbed with kind of like a kiosk like off of it, or on the back of it or front of it, whichever way you're looking at it, to try to kind of have like a little countertop to sell things from, and then the handles and whatnot. So there's kind of like a place that's built up in the front with a counter to where there's like an enclosed bit in the back of it where like I would keep the money chest or whatever, keep like some of the more expensive stuff. So ideally, I mean, that's probably where the barrels could go, keep them out of sight or whatever, if that's what they were thinking.
Yeah. Joggoth is going to spend a few hours with your cart. You can see he's going to extend out your little kiosk area a little bit. He's going to look at you.
Do you mind if I put a door in the bottom?
No, that's fine.
You see him smile.
Perfect. I've always wanted to do this.
And you're just going to hear sawing going on. And he's going to spend probably a day and a half working on this. And every, couple of hours, you'll go down with Churnham and, work on getting a few barrels up and just getting like supplies around here. There, he's gonna ask for some help around a little bit. Maybe 1 or 2 days he's gonna be back out on the fields doing what he does since his previous horse died. But you'll be back there with Joggoth if Churnham's not there. He's kind of gonna walk you through how this works. So I've inscribed some runes on the inside here. That should keep it contained. It won't spread to the rest of the cart, so it shouldn't be too noticeable for anybody else. If anything, you might get a nice, cool breeze coming off here. It can fit 4 barrels in here. You're a big, strapping lad. You should be able to handle that. Not a problem, right?
No, it shouldn't be an issue at all.
Now, we're not expecting a lot. I've inscribed some runes on the barrels as well to keep them cool.
Oh, okay.
So the inns, they'll stay good at the inn for a while. Now, as I said before, I have to recharge these things. So, ideally, once you go back through a city, a town, pick up a barrel, or if you hit us first, maybe we can give you another one, exchange a barrel for some gold, some coin, and we can get a nice rotation going. Without me, the barrels, the cart is going to die out in a little bit.
Okay.
I'm good, but I'm not all that powerful. My enchantments don't last all that long.
And he's going to look around.
I think this should work nicely.
Yeah. I don't see this being anything but a good idea. So I'll augment my routes to come back through here as often as possible, because I can attest this beer tastes damn fine.
He's gonna smile.
We thank you for that, and I guess I need to brand these barrels to some degree. Didn't really think about that for a bit.
On the last day, the last evening, you're going to see him doing what he does best. You're going to see him over an anvil. He's working on something. You see a long shaft, a flat end on the other side. And you can kind of see he's making a brand to mark the barrels with. Kind of like he's finally giving a name to all this.
I think it's only appropriate that it's barrel-backed brew.
Sounds good to me.
And he's looking over at the ales.
I think it's only proper that you name this batch.
Oh, well, thank you. Shit, what was the name of the horse? Was it Betty?
Betty.
We can call this Betty's brew. Because without her, this little arrangement probably wouldn't have happened the way it did.
You're going to hear a little shuffle in the back, and Chernum's going to come into the room.
Oi, I think that's right damn proper.
Me too.
He's going to take one of the extra barrels. They weren't quite sure how many were actually going to fit into your cart. And they got one of the extra ones to the side, and he's going to just put a tap in it, hammer it in, and just pour 3 mugs. Kind of pass them out.
To Barrelback Brewing.
To Barrelback Brewing. Do a big, slam the glasses together and down them.
Now, they have managed to, in the past, it's probably been about 3 days you've been here, that their house really wasn't made for someone of your size, and you probably wouldn't have any argument with sleeping outdoors.
No.
But they've been, you can see they've just been running everywhere the past few days. They're excited about this. They've kind of kept it to themselves. A few of the other farmers in the area you see every once in a while would come to the house, and they'd exchange some gold, and they'd take like a smaller barrel that they could carry. And again, it would be some of the smaller runes, and they'd kind of keep it to themselves. But this is like the first time they're actually getting out there.
Let them know where you got it from. Don't tell them who you got it from. Keep the brewery's name in there, but I guess we'll see you in about a month or so's time, a few months maybe. We'll see what trouble we can get into.
I like the sound of that.
Now, as I said before, some inns will sell this for a couple of silver more just because it's cold, it's refreshing. So for a mug of this ale could probably actually go for probably a whole silver piece.
Wow.
Which when normally an ale goes for about 3 or so copper. So you're looking at probably just under 50 gold pieces, what you have on you right now.
Oh, wow.
If you can, sell each barrel for about 13 gold.
13 gold, okay.
It's cold, so they'll pay for it.
And it's good, so.
That it is.
Got a special dwarven brew.
No. We trust you. We know you'll come back. You seem like a good lad. Bit of a Boy Scout, so. Been mighty helpful around here, and we must say, well, this is a damn good arrangement.
Anything for new friends. You can never have enough of them.
So it's still late after you guys have kind of set the barrels in the wagon, gotten everything kind of situated. He's branded them, charged all the runes. They'll be set for a little while. And it's interesting seeing a runic mage work. I'm assuming you've seen maybe a few spellcasters since you've been around the elves a little bit. But this is almost an entirely different form of magic to some degree. You're going to see how he carved the wood. Definitely a very good craftsman by trade. And then you're going to see him speak a few words as he touches these runes and kind of trace back over them. And you're going to see he would have left a trail of like this light blue light behind. And you're going to feel it. It's kind of the same few runes after another. He's kind of going to explain it, what each one means to him. And that's kind of the trick in some of these runic. They're definitely dwarf runes. And he's got his own little spin on a few of them. Just combining different letters to make what he needs. But you guys are probably going to sleep throughout the night. They're going to be in the house. You're going to be out under the stars. Like I said before, it still has been good weather. But at first light, they're going to come out and wish you good luck.
Well, gents, it's been good fun these last few days. I hope our little venture is as successful as we hope, and I'll be seeing you within the next few weeks or a month or so. And if anything changes, I'll send word.
Boy, we appreciate this. This is exciting. If it goes well and you're back here before we know it, then we might just have to give you a bigger cart.
I agree.
You're going to clasp hands with each of them. And they're going to wish you well. They, they've given you some jerky, some of the horse meat that's dried out over the past few days, heavily salted, heavily seasoned, kind of as a parting gift, along with 4 barrels of beer kind of hiding out in your cart. Go ahead and give me a strength check. This thing's a little heavier than what you've been used to.
21.
Yeah, you've got no problem with this. You just pick it up and just go about your business. And as you look back, they're kind of just waving at you a little dumbfoundedly, like, what the fuck?
I do believe, it says here that my lift and push strength is a little over 1,000 pounds is what I can do. So I don't think this is going to be too much of a problem.
No, you got this. It's like you could do this one-handed for like all day. You just push down the road. You will see that Drogoth has kind of reinforced some of the cart. Got some steel bands on the wheels, got some steel running throughout just to like reinforce it because it is carrying a good deal more weight.
Yeah.
Before you would have gone off, he would have handed you a key. He's kind of gave you a proper lockbox to lock the things away, and the same key matches the door on the bottom of the cart where you can open the hatch and get the kegs out. And get the barrels out.
The secret door.
But he has upgraded your cart a good deal. Once you kind of mentioned that you're only going to take 10%, he kind of went all out a little bit and upgraded you nicely as kind of a parting thanks.
Awesome.
Because if you get back with the 50 gold pieces, or probably even maybe a little bit more, just depends on how you can haggle a bit here or there. But this is probably a good upgrade that they'll be thankful with, because he's already strengthened it to where you can handle more. He just might need to expand the space.
Yeah. Good deal.
So you're gonna get on the road here. We're very happy to announce our newest sponsor, Wormwood. Yes, you heard me right. That Wormwood. Their fantastic gaming accessories are without a doubt the best out there in the market, and we are very pleased to thank them for their continued support. And with their support, we can help you, our listener. At checkout, please use code DOORDICE for free domestic shipping. That's right. On their website, when you check out, go ahead and put in DOORDICE. That is one word for free domestic shipping. Thank you, and please give them a thanks for helping us out. I like dice, you like dice. You would not be listening to this podcast if dice were not somewhat involved in your life. One fantastic place to go to get dice is Dice Bard. They are one of our sponsors, and we cannot thank them enough for their support. Please use code DO OR DICE at checkout for free expedited shipping on any of your orders. That is DO OR DICE, one word, at checkout. And with that, you can get free expedited shipping. Thank you, and make sure to thank them. It is early in the day, and you're heading up. The next major city from Ironclad is going to be East Runewood. And after that, shortly after that, is West Spring. And that's kind of the area that you're used to the most. That's where your adoptive family kind of took you in, right?
Yeah.
So that's you've been there plenty of times. You kind of know a few of the inns around there and who could actually maybe afford to do some of this. And a few names come to mind, so they're probably going to be the first ones you really go to. And whether you want to check in with some people in the forest first, or we can get to all that. But it's going to be smooth traveling for a while. After maybe, 6 or so hours, you're still probably three days from Runewood. You're going to pass a small group of people. They're heading south. They look a little disheveled, look a little not so greatly put together. They've got a couple of horses pulling a couple of wagons. You can see there's a few gentlemen clad in like hunting leathers, kind of some bows on their back, and they're going to be almost walking a patrol around this. And what would be the first thing going through your mind?
Well, just based on the way they look, with the nature, my nature, I would just be, thinking, if they needed help, basically. I try to generally think the best of people, so that would be the first thing that I would attempt to do, is just, see if they needed any help.
One of the closer hunters is kind of just gonna walk a little bit faster than the horses get to you before they do, and just gonna let the cart walk by as he's kind of talking to you. Excuse me, how's the road south of here?
The road, it's a really clear route today. I haven't had any troubles, and the weather's been nice, so should be safe for you guys. Do you guys need any help, or is everything good? Need supplies? Need anything?
He's kind of gonna look at the cart as it goes by. You happen to have any medical supplies by any chance?
Yeah. I'm sure I have something. What are you guys looking for?
Mainly numbing, maybe something to keep swelling down. We were attacked early this morning in the woods just west of here.
What attacked you?
Looked to be a group of bandits.
Bandits. Are they still there? Can you give me the approximate location?
No. We had some help from someone that was traveling with us. They had taken a few of them out, and a couple of my companions took them out. And as the cart drives by, you're going to see that there's one or two people kind of in the back. One of them has a tight bandage wrapped around his forearm. You can see there's a little bit of blood seeping through there, but otherwise it doesn't look like there were too many casualties. But go ahead and give me a perception roll real quick.
Be a 9.
You can see there's a lot of stuff on these 2 wagons for this number of people. But yeah, you're gonna see one guy's got his arm wrapped. There's a couple with just bandages. We managed to fend them off, but they're nothing to worry about any longer that we know of.
Okay, I guess I'll I'll keep an eye on these guys, and I guess go look at the wounded and see what kind of wounds they have and what kind of stuff that I would have for them to heal. But definitely kind of looking at the people, kind of what they have with them, and keeping an eye out on them.
You can see it's mainly one guy. It looks as though he had a arrow go through his forearm. Another guy has a couple of like cuts on one side of him. It'd be like a short sword or something cut him. One or two. It's pretty much those arrowheads and sword cuts for the most part. Not all that worse for wear, given the circumstances. They're willing to, trade some goods for goods, or a few of them still have some coin. But pretty much just a few of them are just going to ask for something just to numb the pain. Things of that nature.
Would I have anything that would help them out?
Yeah. I would say you'd have some probably basic pain numbing kind of remedies. One of the major ones is something called deer root. That a lot of the herbalists and quote unquote doctors would use just to take a little bit of mind off the pain. It's a common thing, especially in this area.
Right.
So I'd say you probably have still a good deal of it on you.
All right. Well, I'll give them the deer root and rewrap their wounds and do whatever I can for them. Just help them out.
Yeah, you can see that someone had wrapped the wounds pretty damn well, but just riding in this wagon, going over, it looks like they were doing some hard traveling for a while there, and just the movement kind of just, bumping bodies, parts swinging and just, walking. That some of them are very thankful that you have, given some more linens to wrap.
Yeah, if there's anything else I can do for you guys, let me know. I'll keep my eye out for sure, but the path going forward for you guys was pretty clear, so hopefully you don't have any more issues.
Thank you. That's much appreciated.
And he's kind of just going to look around, take a little inventory, and start taking out a pouch. And he's going to start looking through, like fumbling through a couple of coins. You're going to hear some metal on metal.
How much?
Oh, no. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Save your coin for more supplies, and get your friends looked at, and that's payment enough.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
We seem to have, all things considered, run into some good people after the worst of things.
Well, without a few good people in this world, it really makes the bad ones seem a lot worse. So, just pass on the good deed, I guess. Keep faith in humanity alive.
He's going to chuckle a little bit at that as he's looking up at you. And you can see the caravan's kind of already started going up, and he's just going to nod to you and give me a perception check.
I feel like I missed something. 15.
15? Yeah. No, you're going to see as he's running off, you're going to be a little bit of attention on the caravan as it's going away, and you're going to turn around. You're going to see a single gold coin lying kind of like on the main part of your cart.
Oh, okay. Well, is he like further down the way, like enough to where I probably couldn't catch up with him real quick, or?
No, he as you guys were talking, the caravan kind of already started to move. So he was, talking to you, and then kind of jumbled things, and then kind of took off at a run to get back and catch up with the caravan.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll pocket the gold coin.
Yeah, because I would say that the goods you probably gave them was substantially more than that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I wasn't really looking for gold or anything, but if he's gonna leave it there and run off, I guess I won't chase after him.
Yeah, from what they've been through, they're probably the best you could do to show a little bit of thanks and gratitude is
Yeah,
all they could do.
They were attacked by bandits, so I really didn't picture them having much as far as gold or money, so I wouldn't have asked for any anyway.
It's a little odd. Bandits, but none of them were robbed.
Yeah, that's the part where I keep thinking like I missed something, because they had all their stuff and only 2 of them were hurt.
Well, but one thing that kind of also stuck out is it was a lot of stuff for the number of people that were
Oh
there.
shit! Were they the bandits?
No.
Oh. I was thinking like, they were the ones that robbed the people, and they were just.
Oh no.
Okay, as long as I didn't miss something huge like that. So maybe it wasn't bandits. Were they lying to me?
Now that you kind of have some time to yourself, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
My wisdom isn't the best. That was a 0, because I rolled a 1 and I have a -1. So that went good.
So things seemed on the up and up. Like, you know what? I probably wasn't listening or something. They're distraught people. Things have, you know what? They're okay. They seem fine.
Yeah, I'm sure everything. They're on the up and up. We don't need to think about that anymore.
If anything, you made a gold coin for the day.
Great.
So you get, back. You kind of get your cart lifted and start moseying on up again. The next few nights, again, you kind of see a few people on the road, a few travelers, probably make a few sales in terms of, foods here and there.
Right.
Go ahead and roll me a performance check.
A 3.
Okay, not horrible, not great, but I'd say probably over that kind of time frame, over the next few days, you've made a few sales here and there. Not a lot. Probably made a couple of copper.
Okay.
Just with like rations, people who really weren't thinking like, oh, I have no food. There's water. I mean, you can hear a stream nearby, kind of a trickling. But some people are on the road and just don't have much food on them. Or they're like, ooh, what do you have? And they're like, a fur here or there, or, odd trinkets here and there. That's actually a couple of things that you've probably sold in the past day or so. You have like a few kind of druidic things, odds and ends. I mean, you've traveled around a lot, so you have a few oddities that you probably have on display that people are like, oh, that is nifty. I don't have one of these. My wife would love this, or what the hell? I must have this in my life. Those kind of things.
Okay.
After a while, you will see the path before you goes from kind of like a standard dirt path. You'll start seeing like hints of marble, cobblestones kind of in the ground. And you can see this like telltale sign that you are getting close to Runewood. You're probably just barely a couple of, probably less than 2 hours out.
Okay.
And then as you go over the hill, you see a few other roads coming in, a few other paths and trails kind of mingling into a much bigger road, and it's marble cobblestones, and you'll see the walls of the small city. You'll see the runic keep. This is definitely the first thing you're gonna see. And you'll see a few hovels outside, things here and there, but you have finally made it to East Runewood.
Awesome. And I've been here before, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been here a couple. Definitely every few months, because this is not quite your home base. You really don't have one. This is kind of a place the best.
Yeah. So I guess I'll head to the normal places that I kind of set up shop, and with the other like low level merchants and stuff like that. Kind of start setting stuff up for the next few days or whatever, or how long I'm gonna be here. and then start kind of thinking to myself of the inns and stuff that might be interested in the ale. Kind of putting the word out there among the merchants that I have this new kind of this new brew that's cold, which is rare. So yeah, just start kind of getting set up and going to my normal spot.
Oh yeah, you'll see. There's you guys are setting up probably like just inside the walls. And you can see there's like a nice little town square almost, kind of near the main gate. Not really at the center, but it's kind of where a lot of the traveling merchants will gather here or there. And you definitely, a lot of people know you. Some of the guards keep their distance. Some of them, come up to you and start conversations, ask you what your travels have been like, what you've run into. A few of them are intrigued by the rumors of ale. Like, oh, you have something unique. Oh, okay. You might get like one or two like kids coming up to see if you have any sweets. Families coming up, what you have. Hunters from outside the walls wondering like, okay, what kind of new animal hides you might have. You definitely have a lot of unique goods that some of the other merchants might not have. But I'd say probably late in the day, this big fellow is going to be walking kind of up to you. Bigger guy, human, slicked back, black hair.
Talmoor. Friend, how are you doing?
And you know this guy as William Blunt. He is one of the inn owners in town. Runs the inn called the Blunted Tip. It's one of the more upscale kind of inns in town, near the center of the city. So they get a lot of the more high profile or more bang for your buck kind of place. Right. Food and lodgings all at once. Near center of town, you're not going to get swindled kind of thing.
William, friend, how are you? It's been too long.
It has indeed. Things are going quite well. Business has been booming. Got some clerics in town. They're staying currently.
You see he's going to roll his eyes a little bit.
Traveling religions, you know how that can be.
Yeah, I do. Well, I have a treat just for you.
You see his eyes are going to like spark a little bit.
I thought I heard a rumor or two about a few things you might have.
It's a closed deal right now. I'm gonna give you the first exclusive bit to it. So, a little backstory. It's a little microbrewery, so to speak, in the sense of the brewery's small and the people that brew it are small. Have a couple of dwarves, and let me tell you, William, this ale, this is top notch. It's also, yeah. Let me show you. I pull out like a cask, like a smaller one, maybe, and crack it open and reach under the cart and kind of get one of the barrels out and get him a mug, just like a sample, and hand it to him. Why don't you try this?
He's gonna look at it, sip at it. The moment he grabs the mug, you're gonna see he's looking questioningly at it. And once he sips, like, this is cold.
I'm just gonna have a big smile on my face.
This is good. This is...
Take another sip.
It's damn good.
And it's all yours for 18 gold a barrel.
Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage. You've known him a while. You guys have, not dealt with ales, but have dealt with, goods and stuff here and there.
9. Why don't you come back to the inn this evening after you're done here? Come around back. You can park your cart there for the night, and we can discuss this over this.
And he'll take another swig and kind of finish it off. He's gonna just tilt his head back and let it go.
I will be happy to do so.
Fantastic.
You see, William's gonna give you back the mug, and he's gonna shop around a few more, but you can kind of see he's just gonna always so often just look at you at the corner of his eye. See he's kind of pondering a bit. You're gonna make a few other sales that day. A few other kind of innkeepers might come up to you. You're like, okay, I've heard you got this. I saw William drinking something. What was that? What do you have here? I heard you have something cold. Would you let them in on it or wait and see what William does first?
I'll just give him a little pitch. Like, there is something, but the sale of which is closed until tomorrow, and then it's first come, first serve at first light, and I'll sell it till it's gone.
You can kind of see a few of them are going to be like, ah, damn, bloody hell. But you'll still make a few sales of like your normal goods here and there. Some bear skins, some fox skins, some furs here, claws there, talons. Your normal sales.
Yeah.
It gets to be a little bit darker. You'll see that the sun's starting to go down a bit. Some of the other merchants are packing their gear up. Would you go ahead and take your card over to Williams?
Yeah, I'll pack it up and lock it up or whatever, and walk it to the back alley behind Williams, then park it up and get the barrels out through the door on the bottom and carry them into his kitchen or whatever.
Now you can see the back end of the blunted tip. The top, it's the second floor. This is a 2-story inn. Very nice. Takes up what they call 2 lots. It's a good size inn. The second floor kind of sticks out over, so it gives you a nice outdoor working space out of the elements.
Yeah.
So you kind of put your cart up there, get the barrels out, take them in. You can see it's just after dinner rush, and you're gonna take these barrels and keep them kind of in the back where he kind of preps the food and whatnot. Coming from the front tavern area, you can see he's just worn. It's been apparently a busy dinner service. His rag over his shoulder, he's just tapping his forehead. You can see it's all perspired. He looks like a very cold drink on a hot summer's day. It's just soaked.
Why don't you and I talk about this? Say in about an hour or so. What for you?
Sounds good for me, friend.
Fantastic. He's gonna kind of go over. You're gonna see his wife come in.
Oh, Talmoor. Dear, it's been too long.
Yes, it has.
And he's gonna kind of come back around. He's gonna have this like little plate of some bread and some meats. Hand it to you. Yeah. Would Talmoor go into the front of the inn with all the customers, or would you kind of stay in the back?
Yeah, probably stay in the back. Just because he kind of understands. A lot of people like accept him and like hey, it's whatever. But in a place of business, some people still are apprehensive, and he wouldn't want to cause people to like leave the restaurant or not stay there because of the racism. So he just, out of respect for William's establishment, being his friend and all, he'd probably just stay in the back, just because he knew that he's not generally well accepted in a lot of places.
Okay. So yeah, he'll. You can kind of see that the back here where they prep the food. There's some spaces, open areas, so you kind of hide out back there. You'll see Williams is gonna come back and forth a good deal, and maybe about 10 minutes after he gave you the food.
That one we already opened. That one we already tapped. Buy that from you for 15 gold. I'll see how it goes tonight with what we have out there. Then I might buy the rest from you.
Sounds good to me. I'll grab the barrel and set it up for him.
Yeah. So you get up to the front of the inn, and you can see he's got a nice, gorgeous oak bar. See that there's some booths on one side, got some circular tables on the other. You can kind of see there's some white cloaked clerics kind of off to the side. They're gonna look at you. Definitely people that you've never seen before. It kind of clicks in your head. Oh, these are the clerics he was talking about. Gotcha. And you're going to set this barrel up. All of the barrels that he has are kind of like underneath the bar, so you can lean down, tap it, and bring it back up above the bar. So he's got a couple of empty spaces where you can see that barrels were. So he's going to kind of show you, and you're just going to one hand put this barrel underneath the counter. He's just going to nod, and
we'll see how the evening goes, and I might just buy the rest you have.
Sounds good. I'll go back in the back and kind of just because there's not much to do. I'll like start doing his dishes or just like cleaning up the prep area just to kind of help him out. Just because there's like I said, I don't want to be out in the front with everybody just because just out of respect to him. So I'll just be in the back just helping him out.
Some more time's gonna pass. You can see it. You can hear it's getting a little rowdier up there. It's just more patrons coming in, dinner service. You hear a whole bunch of accents. You travel a lot. You kind of know where some of these from. A few of them sound a little out there. You'll notice that once or twice William's going to come to the very back door. You kind of see him walk by, and you know that there's a few smaller rooms that the family used to stay in. And he'll knock and, wait a little bit. And he'll kind of get no answer. And he'll just nod and go back about his business. And we'll see he'll take a few single plates out and about, knocking on doors. Let people know that, meals are ready. And he'll come back downstairs, talking to his wife.
That girl.
Is everything okay, friend?
Yeah, say we have a family member in town that's, how family can be. Difficult.
Yeah, to some degree, I guess, yeah.
He's gonna nod like, oh, right.
She, be a little difficult for me.
Is there anything I can help with?
Now that you mention it, there might be. Give me... How long you in town for?
As long as I'm needed, really. I don't really have a timeline. I'm probably heading out after I sell a little bit more, but I can change my schedule to help out a friend.
Well, she might need a guide through Runewood. I would say she could take the southern path to West Spring, but... Oh, right, you've been gone a while. You haven't heard what's been going on.
Is there something wrong?
Give me a bit, let me finish out front. And we'll come back or have an ale, and we'll discuss it a bit more.
Yeah, of course.
After about maybe another hour, things are finally going to calm down. You're going to hear a lot of laughter coming from the front room. The door is going to swing and hit every so often. And probably it's definitely late into the evening now. Past the, dinner rush and everything. It's kind of just people here and there. His wife is going to take over the front part of the inn, the tavern. He's going to come back to the prep area, kind of motion for you and lead you back outside the back door.
You haven't heard about what happened to West Spring yet, have you?
No, I haven't been down in this part of the country in a little over a month or two, I think. I've been out the other way, so is everything okay?
We haven't heard word from West Spring in about a week. It's not far, you know that. It's a short day trek at the most. We send people out, no one comes back.
As in, like, the whole town is gone? Or people just being taken?
We're not sure. We're sending out... The Triad is sending out search parties, but none have returned. Skarn is at a loss for words. Those clerics you've seen up front, They were one of the last groups to come through that area. They've been questioned numerous times. They've even offered up some of their own brothers to assist in searching. They've lost a few of their own, apparently. But that happened. About 2 days after that, a pack of kobolds took over the quarry.
Oh, that's so good.
Well, you lose half of your mining company, and apparently the kobolds got a little antsy, and they, let's just say they kind of wiped a few of the miners out.
Has anybody tried to go there and deal with them or talk to them or anything?
Scon sent a small little group of guards, but they packed themselves in there good. It looks, from what we heard, it's a bit different this time. They're fortifying themselves on the quarry.
Really?
Yeah, they're it's a bit of the ordinary for what we're used to. But they've set up, it's a minefield of traps up to the quarry. Once you get in there, they've got the whole place armed, for lack of a better word. But what I need your help with, the clerics want the last ones to come from West Spring. About 2 days earlier, a friend of mine, let's say a adopted daughter of my brother's, she came and is trying to get back there to look for my brother. I can't let her go back alone. She is distraught, blames herself to some degree, but I can't let her go alone. I was hoping you might be interested. You know the forest. You can take her through the path in the woods. Probably much safer than taking her through the south road if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, if people are disappearing down that route, I can try taking her through the back way in the forest. It's where I was kind of my second family came from. I know those woods very, very well. Anything I can do to help, of course. Family obviously comes first, so we can leave out, as soon as we can, and I'll do what I can to help out.
I've got a few others I was hoping to ask for their assistance. They seem honest folk. Travelers like yourself. Hopefully, get a little bit of muscle behind you in case things in West Spring are worse than we feared.
Yeah, I mean, muscle generally isn't the issue, but the more people, definitely the better, with something as big as this. So, is there anybody I need to try and gather? Anything I need to get ready, or?
Not yet, no. Give me a few days. Go about your normal business. A few of them are already staying here, so I'll talk to them probably at breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah.
See if they're willing to accept it for a bit of coin. Your brew made quite the impression tonight.
That's good. It's good. I'm glad to hear.
So I'll take the other barrels for, say, 16 gold.
I was looking to get 18, but since you're a friend, 16 will do.
If you bring it around again, and we're the only inn that carries it, I can see paying 18 next time.
I think we can arrange that. Definitely. I'll talk to the brewers to make sure, but I don't think that'll be an issue with 18 per barrel.
Fantastic.
I'll put out my hand to give him a big shake.
And he will shake your hand as a, nice firm grip.
I'll get the money together. If you don't mind leaving the barrels, I will get you the coin plus some extra for your trouble once this West Spring thing is dealt with.
Of course. Yeah, I'd be glad to. We'll go and get the rest of the barrels and bring them into them and kind of set them up. And is there any way I could leave my cart parked out behind your shop and kind of camp out there for the night?
Oh, of course, you're more than welcome. You know that. Especially for what you're helping me with.
Of course. Awesome.
Her name's Penny, by the way. She's as close to family as it can get for me right now.
Well, then she's the most important person in this town. So we'll take care of her.
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
13.
And when he mentions the name Penny, it's gonna ring a few bells in your head. You'll know that in West Spring there was only one individual over there named Penny. Kind of worked for the doctor last time you were there.
Is that the Penny from West Spring? Is that what was Dr. Eric? Is that his assistant?
Oh, yes. Yes, he probably did quite a bit of business with Dr. Eric over there.
Yeah, he bought a lot of linens and some herbs and healing supplies from me. Has anybody heard word from him? Is this whole West Spring?
He, died about a week and a half ago.
Oh, no. What happened? How'd he die?
He, could say he was attacked by one of his patients.
Oh, no. That's terrible. He was a little rough around the edges, but in general, a pretty good guy. Did a lot of business with him. Penny must be distraught.
Yeah,
Is she okay? Did she get attacked as well?
Yes and no. No lasting physical damage.
Well, thank goodness for that. Wow, that's terrible news. Yeah, of course, especially, knowing who it is now, I'll be sure to help out as much as I can.
Much appreciated.
And he's gonna kind of bring out kind of like a small little leather-bound book. Start going through it.
So, that was 15 for the one, 16 for the other 3, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And you say he's just gonna start writing a little bit here or there.
I owe you 63 gold.
You're gonna be very happy with that.
You can kind of see a smile on his face.
This is, if we can keep this between us, I'd be more than willing to pay 18 next time.
Oh, of course, you have exclusive right now. So I will make sure to let my distributors know, and we'll do what we can to keep you fully stocked. But I'm hoping this should last you at least until we get this situation taken care of anyway.
Oh, this definitely should. Are those barrels what I think they are?
What do you think they are?
He's gonna lean in a little bit. He's kind of gonna look around.
Is that runic magic?
How about you don't notice anything, I don't tell you anything, we kind of go about our business, and a little lack of knowledge keeps us both safe. Wink, wink.
He's gonna smile a bit.
Shouldn't be a problem. It's not often we get those crazier ones in here. Though tonight was a bit of an exception to some degree, but normally we don't get the crazies in here.
What happened tonight that was so out of the ordinary?
There's a halfling causing a bit of mischief.
A halfling?
Got the inn wrapped into a bit of nonsense.
I've never heard of a halfling causing too much troubles. They're generally not the loud and boisterous types.
That's what kind of caught me off guard. He was trying to what the guards told me. He was trying to sneak into the old mages guild out front.
The one that's burned down? Across town?
Aye. Yeah.
That's... Why would anybody want to sneak into a burned down building?
Gods only know. He got Wilbur's boy kind of wrapped up in it as well.
Oh, no, I hope he didn't get in too much trouble.
Well, he was drinking with the guards when he came back in tonight, so I'm assuming not much.
Well, that's good at least.
But, yeah. If you need anything, let me know. I'll be up front. Selling some more of the ale. What do they call this one?
They call this one, Betty's Brew. This specific the brew on this one, so named after the horse, which kind of led into a series of fortunate events that brought this to you. So,
Oh, hats off to Betty then.
yeah, that's what we said.
If you need anything, let me know. I'll let you get situated back here. Well, I'll come get you for breakfast.
Yeah,
And we'll see what we can arrange.
I'll be up and around, and just let me know.
And I think as you kind of set your stuff up under the stars behind this inn, that is probably a pretty good place to stop for the night. If this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. Do or Dice is produced weekly for your enjoyment. Show notes, character sheets, and bios can be found at doordicepodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter or Facebook at Do or Dice Podcast. The Do or Dice Podcast is associated with the Nerdsmith Network. Check out some of the other contributors at nerdsmith.org. Do or Dice is a very new podcast. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you shop for your podcast. Thank you again for your support, and check us out next week. Same dice time, same dice channel.
There was a time when dragons ruled the sky.